Okay, good morning everybody. David Mills here from Softree. We'll be looking at the location module today and how the version 8 software has added multiple alignments. So multiple horizontal alignments can help you with organizing files. It allows you to put more than one horizontal alignment into a file. We've already added a new file format, the DSNX format, that compresses things together, and this makes it even more easy to organize. Basically, you have a smaller number of files. The other thing I'm going to show you is how you can use the multiple horizontal alignments to compare different alignments and to visualize intersections. Okay, well, let's just take a look at an example. I've got one already open here, but I'm going to start right from scratch. Just going to open up the location module, and I'm going to open up a design. Okay, you've maybe seen this in one of our LiDAR and optimization demos. This is a resource road that's in northern Vancouver Island here, and it's sitting on top of LiDAR surface. It's been optimized, although it doesn't really need to be for the purposes of this demo. So here we have a little alignment. We've got the vertical alignment has been optimized, so it's got tons of little curves because we used the quick curves optimization for this one. And here's the horizontal alignment in plan view. So now, let's say I wanted to try an alternate route. So here's my starting point on the left side of the screen. Here's my ending point, point B if you will, and I would like to design another alignment to go alongside this one. So I've got the alignment properties panel open, and if it's not open, you can always add it to your panel. So let me just show you that. You don't need this so wide. There's the alignment panel button there, and you can get it also from the view add to panel alignment properties. Okay, so in the alignment properties dialog box, this is where we manage multiple vertical alignments, where we do our optimization. But it also now gives us the option to add another horizontal alignment. And this little drop down here currently only has one option. In version 9, we're going to add a couple of things in here. One will be duplicate, and the other will be, we're hoping anyway, add existing. Anyway, so I click on add, and it allows me to name the alignment. Horizontal alignment 2 seems like a good name for now. So I'll just click on OK, and it jumps me into the File Open dialog box. This is exactly the same as if I had done, or not File Open, File New. This would be pretty much the same as if I had opened Location module and said File New, and then it would prompt me for my background surface. In the multiple horizontal alignments implementation, the surface is shared. So in this case, we have one LiDAR surface. I don't need another one. I would have the option here to pick a P-line traverse, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to just carry on with my existing terrain and start aligning in the middle of the surface using a template. Okay, there's the middle of the surface. Let's just move that over to my starting point. And now I'm designing another alignment. I'm not going to do too much of this. The concept here is that I've now got two alignments. I can switch back and forth here. Set current goes to my original. And you see we're looking at the original. Or I've got a little helper function in the right click, switch horizontal alignments. So there we go. We've got two horizontal alignments, and I can jump back and forth. Now, this one that I was just working on is clearly not finished. Let's jump ahead and look at what this might be when I've finished doing this alternate route. And that would involve pegging and looking at the profile and watching the grades and all those good things that RoadEng is good at. Okay, so I'm just going to close this one. I don't think I need that anymore. And I've got it open already here. Yeah, I've actually got 3 alignments in here now. And let's take a look at those 3. Switch alignments. It's doing a recalculation of the cost. It needs to do that the first time you switch. And then once you've switched through them all, the cost optimization is up to date, and it doesn't have to do that. So here's my new alignment, and you can see it has a total cost of $28,000. Now I've actually done this vertical by doing an optimization, so I'm even more confident that this is probably the cheapest vertical I can put on that horizontal alignment, and I can very quickly compare with my original horizontal alignment, which you can see is more expensive. Oops, that's not the original. This one is the original, which is a little bit more expensive. Total cost 31, the other one was 20 something. Okay, so yeah, comparing costs. Now, often you don't have a lot of leeway to do a huge A-B comparison like I did here. So let's just get rid of this one. I can delete that. There we go. Now we're down to 2 alignments. There's still an image in the background there because of the, oops, I deleted the wrong one. Let's just go back to this. So it's recalculating the cross sections for all 3 alignments as it reads the alignment, the design in. And just to remind you of the files that it uses. So we've got 3 alignments in here. Let's just do this: file save as, and open a new window. There we go. So I've got a whole bunch of files in here because I've been playing around with this for a while. But let's just look at the most recent one. So there's my comparison file. So that DSNX file contains 3 alignments, and it is associated with a terrain file as well. But that's the only file on the hard drive that represents the 3 alignments. Right. So I was mentioning that before I deleted the wrong one, that sometimes it's nice to just try alternate routes in the same corridor. I mean, like I said, you don't always have the freedom to go on a wildly different route. So let me delete this one, which was horizontal alignment 2. I'll just make sure I get the right one. Yeah, that's the one that's highlighted, and there it is. I can't delete it when it's current, so I'll just switch back to horizontal alignment 1 with a double click and then delete horizontal alignment 2. There we go. Okay, and now the only thing you can see is a line that I sketched in the background terrain file. Right, so now we've got 2 alignments in here, and this is an alternate version, HA1 alt, of this, which was the first one I came up with. And this, you can see there's just a tiny change here in this curve, and of course that will make a change in the profile. Now I can't view the profiles side by side, but I can, very quickly switch between them. So let's just look at the 2 profiles. So here's number 1. And this is where we're still working on the product. It would be great if we could see the projection of profile number 2 on here. Currently, you can do that by exporting to terrain and using reference features. But in version 9, that's all going to be automatic. So all the alignments will automatically be reference features. And if you're not familiar with reference features, it's this thing here, which currently allows you to create a feature based on a terrain feature that you can see in your profile. So it, in the past we've used it for things like crossing alignments, pipelines, rails, ditches, parallel alignments, whatever makes sense. So in the multiple horizontal alignments implementation, you can now have two designed alignments on your screen, and therefore it kind of makes sense to be able to see those alignments in all the windows. So that's coming in version 9. Sorry, I can't show it to you right now. Right, so I can switch profiles very quickly. This is obviously the current profile, which I called Horizontal Alignment 1. I just quickly switch over, and you can see the other profile, which is HA1 Alt. And you can see how the mass haul changes, how cross-sections change. So I can go to a particular station. This station is kind of interesting because they're quite different here. So now I can say, okay, well that's 2520. I'll just switch alignments and look at that same cross section. There it is, 2500, pretty close. Switch alignments. You can see exactly what's going on. So in this case, I thought it would be interesting to compare two different horizontal alignments, but pretty much everything else is the same. And you can see there's quite a big price difference if we use the OptiHaul to recost it. But of course, you can change anything else between these two alignments. You could think of this as a test for trying what? How about different template assignments, or different site preparation, or different overrides? So that would again modify your templates. So you can try what-if scenarios, and instead of, in the past, you were forced to use two location design files, two DSN files or DSNX files, and have two location modules open at the same time. Well, now you can just run location once and flip back and forth. It doesn't prevent you from opening it in another instance of location if you want to. We haven't prevented you from doing that, and I could run location and just open the file again. It would just come up in read-only mode because you can only edit one file at a time. Okay, well, thank you all for participating, and hope you can drop in toward the end of the month. Take a look at our Avenza. That will be version 9, so it's not in the current version, but it's very impressive and will be released in beta shortly. Okay, that's all I have for today. Thank you very much.